impacting different industries and some of the global trends that are driving in development of ICTs and its products. So let's start with the basic definition of what ICT is. Anyone? What do you understand by ICT?
Can you repeat your question, madam?
Like, according to your knowledge, what is ICT? What do you understand by the term ICT? Information
communication technology, right?
Yeah. So, like, what is information?
So information basically news, whatever the data we pass to the other people, that information extended to the other people, that is called the sharing the information. So when we use medium, it's a particular medium, that would be the communication, way of communicating, audio, video, or visual, print, or any kind of way of medium, right? And these days we use the technology, internet or telephone, broadcasting, and social media, any other technology, even mobile app. So all these are, various kinds of technologies we use to pass the information.
Yeah, of course, you are right. So basically, a brief intro about information. Information is nothing but it's a knowledge that is obtained from reading, investigating, study, or research. Okay, anything which we are getting, which we are using to get knowledge or to get ourselves equipped with information, to keep ourselves informed. Okay, informed to take better decisions, to make certain choices. Okay, so that is information. For information, we can get, what are the sources of information? Not only from educational or professional sources, information can be garnered from medium of entertainment as well. Like if you watch a movie or a documentary, in the sense that is also an information. We are getting some kind of information, right? So information is a knowledge, which we are obtaining from all these sources, whether by reading or watching or investigating or doing research, anything. So next is communication. Next term is communication. So what is communication? We do communicate all the time, right? We are communicating now. So what is communication?
Interacting with the people, man. Interacting with the group, interacting with the people.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Communication is the act of transmitting messages, and a process whereby information is exchanged between two individuals. I mean, two individuals or a group of individuals, whatever it is. But it's the act of transmitting, exchange of messages, whereby we are getting some kind of information is being exchanged, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So technology. Next time. Yeah.
When you're sharing some information using some technology, so you are utilizing the communication for the technology. You are using technology for communicating the information.
Using the of technology. So we can define technology is the application of science used to solve problems. This is the basic terminology for technology, right? So using any technology for disseminating information and communication is ICT. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Noted.
Yeah. ICT is clear, right? What do you mean by ICT as a term? So
yes, ma'am. Noted.
Yeah. So putting these three together, the information here can be referred to all sorts of posts, texts, and videos that have been shared and uploaded online. For example, Facebook posts, we have messages sent, and we have pictures being uploaded, and news being uploaded, and all of these can be considered various forms of information, right? So this is one of the example for ICT, Facebook posts. I think everybody is active on social media. Everybody has an account on Instagram, Facebook, social media, right? And you would be using Facebook daily for interaction or for Facebook posts, uploading. So you have an idea. You're using the ICT there. Okay. So this is the basic intro of what is new media and ICT. Okay. Any doubt?
Not at all, ma'am.
Okay. So let's move ahead then for evolution of how ICT, information and technology, communication technologies has evolved. So evolution of information and communication technologies can be divided into 4 phases. Okay, the first was the mainframe phase from mid 1960s to the late 1970s. The second was the microcomputer phase from the early 1980s to the mid 1990s. The third was the web phase in the late 1990s. And the fourth is the digital phase, which we have entered now. Okay, so across these 4 phases, 3 key trends can be discerned. The first is increased accessibility. The second is increased interactivity. The third is much more diffused origination. Okay, so we can term ICT is the technology required for information processing. In particular, the use of electronic computers, communication devices, and software applications to convert, store, protect, process, transmit, and retrieve information from anywhere, anytime. Okay, clear? So, information and communication technologies can be defined for the purpose of this study as a collection of technologies and applications which enable processing, storing, and dissemination of information by electronic means. We are using any means, like I said earlier, Facebook posts. Okay, we are using internet as a means there to transmit the information, and maybe of course we are using various kinds of technology like audio, video, and text there. We are convergence. That is, we'll come to it in the next topic. That is known as the convergence, the integration, the mixing of all those media. Okay, by electronic means to a wide variety. We are reaching, all sorts of audience, all sort of the target audience, of course, or the general audience. So ICTs are also characterized by the speed of the technological advance and the rapidly increasing range of applications in many sectors of professional and personal life. Okay. Additionally, thanks to digitization, it is today possible to reduce all sorts of information and data to binary digits. Do you agree? For example, a series of zeros and ones that can be processed, stored, copied, and shared using different applications and can travel seamlessly over electronic networks, enabling intellectual capital to be transferred efficiently, right? So the improved capacity provided by broadband technology is opening the way for further development of virtual content trade, fostering the creation of original forms of business and growth of virtual markets. So ICT is also paving way for various types of industries also, like in Facebook also we have this thing called marketplace where people are doing online business. Okay, they are selling, reselling, all sorts of online applications, apps have been on the daily basis. We can say that new media is evolving. That's why it is still called as new media, because on day-to-day basis new applications is new improvements are going on, new add-ons are coming up with new sorts of applications and various other things. There are many startups coming up. We have information and technology minister, Mr. KTR. So he is also, we have this T Hub, Telangana Hub. They are also supporting the startups, and they are also taking up various initiatives to help those people who are, very much keen to explore this kind of startup and use the ICT for their startups. So because of the high economic benefits expected from ICT, these have become a popular focal point of public policy in this information age. Okay, so any doubt?
From my side, I have been noted, ma'am. You can ask other students also, ma'am. And no one is responding.
That's what, if you can leave your messages on the chat box if there is any doubt and if there is any questions. You can stop in between and you can ask. Okay.
Myself
And
has been
anyway,
noting. Myself has been noting everything, ma'am. It's getting recorded. So the thing is, I
okay.
don't know about the other students. You can ask them, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. And I'll be sharing the notes as well. So don't worry about the notes or taking down notes. Just please grasp all of this topic. And if you have any doubt, you can stop me in between and ask. Okay.
Noted, ma'am. Very well.
Yeah. Okay. So technological innovations have the potential to democratize access to and use of information. But at the same time, represent a threat to equal access and information dissemination. Like private companies are willing to enter the new information economy and exploit the potential benefits of e-commerce. So in consequence, the amount of protected information that is put on the internet will obviously go. And together with the price of this content, information processing and transmission or storage using ICTs is also creating some new issues of privacy and all sorts of issues. So that we'll discuss later in the next thing. So information revolution. So what is information? You're clear about what is information, right? So what is information revolution? What is revolution? Let me check if I have a PPT. I'll share with you. Are you able to see the screen?
What was that, ma'am?
Are you able to see the PPT?
No, ma'am.
ICTs and
I think no, ma'am.
1 second. Okay.
Now we can see,
Now
ma'am.
we can see, ma'am. Sir, ಈ bike sound ಇವತ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ sir. Madam,
That is going on. That is going on.
Okay. So we were discussing about information revolution. There are three kinds of massive revolution. As I said earlier, they were agriculture, industrial, and information revolution. Then the second half of the 20th century, and particularly the last decade, has seen a dramatic change. In the dawn of new age, referred to variously as information age, information revolution, or knowledge society. These are the terms which were used earlier. So the motive behind the emergence of these technologies, they broadly referred to as information and communication technologies. Okay, so these technologies are directly or indirectly, transforming society on a global scale, of course. So the discourse surrounding the recent advances in the ICTs has largely been, self-regulatory, leading to visions of an, knowledge society. And an important consequence of the information revolution has been that people are convinced that they are more informed. They think they are more informed because they have access to information, right? So as a result of the glut of information, they are bombarded with, a lot of information every day. So they are unable to process. Okay, we get all sorts of, there are so many information available on social media, like some are true, some are fake news. So people, are bombarded with all kinds of information, and they think they are more equipped, they are more knowledgeable. So this concept of information-based society was the transition from an agricultural society to an industrial society. Okay, and this transition was not was not very easy. It took centuries for this transition revolution. Okay, but the change from an industrial society to one based on information is happening in decades. Okay, the main engine for the change has been the computer, and then mass production techniques have reduced the cost of computer power. Okay, so that the machine which cost for example $500,000 30 years ago is now available for on just $1,000, and users no longer need years of specialized training. It's a very easy to access. Okay, so just as the industrial society was based on manufacturing, and the information society focuses on the use of knowledge, information as a resource, and the application of computers to business uses is called information technology. Okay, use of application of computers in business to business is called information technology. And the knowledge worker, which we term the knowledge worker, is nothing but the person who earns his or her living using information. Okay, he earns his bread with providing information or using information. This information can be used for research, disseminating public policies, etc. Then the information age and the increase in knowledge workers began in 1960s, made possible by the rapid evolution of information technology over the last half century. Okay, then many of the jobs that will be available in next 5 years have not yet been invented. Okay, because new jobs are replacing the old manual labor and clerical jobs, and reducing the large administrative bureaucracies of earlier years, as everything is online. For example, the examination branch, earlier if we want to obtain a certificate from the university, we have to go to the examination branch, fill a form, and then wait in the queue for long, and then come back the next day and collect the certificates. But now everything is easy, everything is online. We need to just fill the application form online and apply, and then we'll be getting all the documents at our doorstep. So such is the revolution. So as you will complete this course, you will be introduced to the skills which is needed to grow in this information society. And the ability to record, synthesize, and use information has helped to simplify work processes and to increase productivity. For example, the computer has enabled automation of the plants and that manufacture the products people consume. Okay, now we have industrial robots and large-scale automation of manufacturing processes, which has enabled widespread access to affordable goods. And the use of technology to lever performance has led to the re-engineering of businesses. And then computer technology enabled the move from mass production to mass customization. Like we have a customized product for the target for niche audiences. Earlier earlier we had general audience. We didn't have any target audience or target products. Now everything is mass customization. I'll give an example. See, for example, if you want to emote your kitchen, you now what you can do is you can go to a store and work with a computer that will help you design your kitchen. Like I think you have heard about modular kitchen. See, where you can see what it will look like and how much it will cost. So this is known as computer aided design with virtual reality software. We have this software called virtual reality where you can move around in your proposed kitchen, and when you're satisfied with the design, the computer will develop the list of parts, produce the design drawings, and so on. And in some applications, and this customized design information is then fed into the manufacturing system, that is computer aided manufacturing or automated factories. Okay, then yeah, the computer also manages the masses of information needed to organize this increased complexity. Like markets are now defined in world terms. We have global markets now. Like increasingly, people are working from home on their desktop computers, as we have work from home option uh, right from the pandemic till and it's existing till now. And we have this computer-based technologies that have been invented to help people cope with the wealth of information are now available on your desktop computers. See, like students can do courses in the same way like we are doing now and use the technology to aid in their learning processes. And you are participating in this evolution right now. So the rapid growth of telecommunication and its merging with computing technologies has enabled you to use your computer to communicate worldwide. Okay. So the infrastructure to allow computers to connect with each other was already in place when the personal computer started to become widespread. The parallel growth of telecommunication has been described as having the roads, garages, and maintenance infrastructure in place when the first mass-produced car rolled out the assembly at the fourth planet. So this is one of the example. And in this course, you may gather information from computers in different countries by using the internet. And then this gives you a constantly changing perspective on information technology, which would not be possible using a single textbook, I'll say. Then 10 years ago, this was an impossible concept for a course. And then as you read on in the next classes, you will look at some application of information technology while doing this. Please consider how technology is already influencing your life. Like any technology, it is only a tool that amplifies your abilities to do things. Okay, like information technology can be used in useful, frivolous, or harmful ways. Later in the course, you will see the checks and balances needed to use information technology. Okay, in of course beneficial ways. Okay, any doubt? Okay, so internet and communication across boundaries. We have internet has expanded. We are connected to the world. We are living in a globalized world where the access and communication is across boundaries. Okay, so this is known as digital technology. What is digital technology? It it generates, stores, and processes data as we discussed earlier, as a string of binary digits or bits like ones and zeros. And its role in the society since the early 90s has been compared to that of the railroad during the industrial revolution. So it is called digital because information embodied as text, sound, moving images, photographs, or graphics can be coded into binary digits. Okay. Then quickly processed and transmitted by computers, and then decoded and presented in a form that people can comprehend. So this conversion process, which I have uh, discussed earlier, the conversion process is known as digitalization. We are living in a digitalized world. So what are the and how we are connected to the digitalized world? Through this digital devices. Okay, what are the digital devices we have? Phone, okay, computer, laptop. These are the devices. So there has been something of a something called as digital revolution since the late 20th century. And then nowadays, digital technology can be found not only in computers, but in a wide range of consumer electronic devices as well. We have smartwatch, like including cell phones, digital cameras and cam recorders, MP3 players, and whatnot. There are so many devices. And then digital technology also allows books and manuscripts to be scanned or transcribed into digital form. Okay, and access and search online or via an electronic device. So everything is e-generated, electronic. Everything is available online. So coming back to this convergence, see, technologically rich societies have entered the digital age, of course, and media industries are grappling with new opportunities and threats afforded by what is called as convergence. So convergence is basically, becoming a threat. Media people tend to get very, excited about convergence because it holds so much. There is so much competition. We have the use of graphics, audio, video, text, and the melding together of different media, incorporating new personalized services is both impressive and overwhelming. But the adoption of high performance computers, shift to digital compute platforms, and then creation of high speed computer networks have brought us new ways of doing things. Okay, like old barriers of time and space are practically eliminated in this. You can view, hear, or read virtually anything, anywhere, anytime. Okay, while moving around or while doing your work, you can anywhere you can access this information. And the old definition, that provided separation between radio, TV, cable, newspapers, what we called as the traditional media, have gone or are going forever, but that's not true. Then the 1990s, brought ownership convergence, creating media conglomerates. Media conglomerates like, Disney. Conglomerates are nothing but, media people holding different forms of media. Like, for example, like we have this Disney, Viacom, and Sony. And then from the consumer view, the internet has recently changed our favorite delivery system. Like newspapers now provide video, and TV offers interactive chat as well. And radio, of course, now have webcam. And then with 5G technology coming now, then and mass media companies, can include consumer technology such as a mobile phone and video games. And then now we have blurred the lines between infotainment, promotainment, and edutainment. Okay, that's nothing but information, promotion, and education. And now it's hard to separate interpersonal, and mass communication. These changes, represent a seismic shift in the way we view communication and are typically referred to as convergence media. And the highest ranked cluster consisted of World Wide Web, and then we have telephone, multimedia computer, and communication satellite, suggesting these technologies best represent media convergence. Okay. So if we talk about India on the threshold of convergence, the convergence in India has arrived faster than expected. The convergence would help in webcasting, video on demand. We have internet via cable, and the much awaited delivery of internet through cable network has already started in various cities like Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore. And we have this optical fiber cable which carries more bandwidth, resulting in more signals being carried with superior clarity. And we have the cable companies, are expected to rule the rules due to investments made by them in the cable network. We have this upgradation of cable network, that is optical fiber. We have MTNL, they also pose a tough competition for all the players, as it can, pump the broadband network into existing network at a very low cost. And then the cable operators deliver the cable and satellite channels to the consumers. With more and more channels, going pay to air, would open up subscription revenue for the broadcasters as well. And in future, it will emerge as a major source of revenue and much larger than the advertisement revenue system. Of course, OTT platform, these days are ruling the roost. The channel, will be carried on two platforms: direct to operator, that is DTO, and direct to home, that is DTH. And both the services have user addressability in era of convergence. So convergence has become a cliché of information age. Okay, in its current usage, it refers to two distinct though related phenomena. The way that all transmission media become bit carriers so that different network platforms can carry similar kinds of services, and the tendency of the previously separate worlds of broadcasting like film, telecommunication, publishing, and computing to become involved in each other's business. So they are involving in each other's business, like print, publishing, every film, they are collaborating and converging. So when we discussed about digital divide, so what we can say is ICT has divided the whole world into two parts. Okay, we can say as one of those who possess the wealth and who can afford the ICT gadgets and services, and of course the other of those who do not have the required wealth to acquire, possess the gadget or the services. Then, as it would be apparent from above, the rich countries and the rich people living in the poor countries can afford to make use of the ICT services and would be able to survive in the technological era. But then those who cannot afford would slowly log behind in the race towards development. In other words, those who are wealthy would become wealthier, and those who are poor would continue to remain poorer. And this will have implications on individuals, families, societies, and even nations as a whole. And it is generally believed that ICT may have created a new class of untouchables living in information poverty, at one level, and a new category of high technology entrepreneurs on the other. A report, released by World Economic Forum, it concluded that India had the widest digital divide. According to the report, through the internet was increasingly popular. There were only 4.5 million, users, and 4.43 internet, providers were very less as compared to other nations. And urban areas mainly have benefited by ICT, of course. And New Delhi, for example, it accounts for more than 75% of India's internet connection. So there is a gap between the cities, also digital divide between the cities, as we discussed earlier. So how when we talk about the evolution of new media technologies, such as this internet and other forms of digital communication are compressing time and space. Okay, people are no longer restricted to physical distance. Since the media are reducing our need to travel, rather than having to be physically transported to the other side of the world, TV and other media bring the other side of the world to us. Okay, there is no longer a need to be together in the same place to share and experiencing major events, whether they are the Olympic Games in Beijing or the presidential election in the US and in UK. The electronic media, and the new communication technologies like World Wide Web, they are making such news and events instantly accessible to us wherever we are. Okay, so the electronic media, if we compare the electronic media, earlier we have this breaking news, right? So this breaking news concept, now it is taken over by the digital media, because there are the end users, the consumers are also participating and posting, and if they are available on that location, they are taking pictures. Then digital journalism, digital media is increasing, and compared to electronic media, it has taken over. Digital media has taken over electronic media. So this is the impact of new media. Like to see today, traditional mass media like newspapers, magazines, radio, and television have been affected in several ways, by the revolution in digital technologies, especially by the internet and the World Wide Web. And there are hundreds and thousands of newspapers currently appearing on the internet. Okay, so in addition, many popular print magazines, such as we have Times and others, they have their online editions. Radio as a popular commercial medium has been around since the 1930s, with TV joining in the 1950s. These technologies were based on the conventional broadcast model, where messages originate from a single source and are disseminated through the airwaves to many listeners. For decades, the traditional broadcast model dominated the ways in which radio and TV stations communicated with their audiences. So, with the advent of the internet, radio, and TV stations, we have found a new way to communicate with their audience. So, currently, many radio stations and most, if not all, national network TV stations, as well as wide range of cable TV channels, have a very strong presence on the internet. So, and coming to social media. Okay, is there any doubt of evolution of new media and ICT? Is there any doubt? If you have any doubt, just put it in the chat box. And am I audible? Okay, so
Yes, madam, you are audible, madam.
yeah. Okay, thank you. So digital divide is nothing but the information gap. Okay, information. A German sociologist and philosopher, Jürgen Habermas, defined the concept of public sphere. Okay, the term public sphere, wherein the 17th century intellectuals of the Western society freely debated and indulged in communicative dialogue. And in the modern times, the media has been attributed the role of a public sphere. Okay. So technological advancement has led to formation of new institutions, structures, and devices for information dissemination. So however, in the society, one can see different forms of information imbalances and gaps. Okay, such inequalities are mostly due to educational and social class differences, as I said earlier, like information rich and information poor. So this is digital divide. Is the concept is nothing but the information gap, information gap. Okay, coming to information gathering. So there are, various sources to gather information. We have so many softwares and so many resources to gather information. So there has been increased use of databases for collecting and storing information about clients, media, competitors, and industries and regulators. And these databases are helpful in collecting more information in detail, faster, and more organized manner. So what is database? Database includes, comprises of internal and external data. External data is nothing but online resources and a number of software programs. We have software programs like Data Ease, Paradox are available for maintaining internal data. Okay, so we have, for example, we have this online database like Google Cloud, etc., where we can store information. Google Drive, we have this drive, Google Drive and Cloud. So these are the information database. Okay. So social media, we'll talk about social media in the next class. One second. So information packaging. I told you we discussed about information packaging, the packaging of information as a whole, right? So in that we have this desktop publishing, e-publishing software, and which have made designing and printing of books, information brochures, annual reports, posters. It has become very easy for publishing. We have e-publishing. Everything is like online. We can print it online. We can get it published online. So this is the packaging of information and the dissemination of information. Now all the organizations have their presence online. Every organization has a website, has an internal website and an another website for the outer world, outside of the world, and they create a platform where portals, websites, app, they have app, separate app, and which have made very easy for the people to access information, like the policy of the company, the policy of the organization. We can even access their annual reports, and the kind of work culture, organization culture which they are following. So this is always available on the internet, and we can access it all the time. The dissemination of information has become very easy through this social media apps, like they also have channels. These companies have also their presence on, like they have pages on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, okay, so on social media like YouTube. They have their presence on social media. That's the reason people can access the information very easily. So coming to social media, it is social media includes, what is social media? Social media is nothing but which includes messages, boards, blogs. We have uh, Wikipedia, and we have social networking sites. And social media, it is an extraordinary
Hello.
I think there's some disconnect, Andy.
Sorry, there was an issue in the connectivity. So shall we continue? We have 10 minutes left, so shall we continue with the class?
Yes, madam. Please continue, madam.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So you're clear, right? Whatever we have discussed about social media, right?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So if you have any doubt, so you're clear about digital divide, information gap, social media, ICT, all these terms, right?
No, madam.
If you have any doubt, you can ask me because, okay.
Since it is a new subject now, we are
New subject, yeah.
we are facing a new subject now. We could not able to raise the problems. We have to study and
But
next
yeah,
we will discuss the matter, madam.
in the next class, you will be able to understand. But then you are clear with all these terminologies, right? What exactly is new media, information and communication technology, all these terms. It is clear,
Yes,
right?
madam.
The conversion. We have discussed various terminologies today, like digital divide, convergence, integration. So, any doubt on that? Then, of course, I'll give you notes and I'll explain you in detail in the next class. But this is the basic understanding of the subject. Okay, what
Yes,
exactly
madam.
new media and ICTs?
You have explained well, madam. There we got a little bit of knowledge about this new methodology of this new subject. Then I will peruse this notes and all. And next class we will raise the doubts in that also.
Yeah, sure. So we have a class tomorrow at the same time.
Okay, madam.
Yeah.
Okay, madam.
So we can continue.
Okay.
So, what about others? Any doubts? Rajita, Shalini, Renu, Kumar, Madhusudan. Any doubts? Please be interactive, and then it's not only only one way delivering lecture. Okay, you have to be participative. You have to involve yourself, raise questions. See, I was not even aware that I was disconnected. Later, I was going on taking class. Then later, I checked that I was disconnected. So please participate, and if you have any questions, feel free. At least write in the chat box. Okay, Rajita, you don't have any doubt. Okay. So let's have, in the last 5 minutes, let's have introduction. Please introduce yourself. Just unmute yourself and introduce one by one.
Madam, this is Rajkonda Narasimharao. I am an ex-police officer. Subsequently, after my retirement, I did law graduation and now doing practice.
Practice. Okay, great. So you're doing practice right now.
Now advocate
Okay.
practice I am doing, madam.
Okay.
Thank you very much, madam.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. Others? Renu Kumar, Suresh, Rajita, Venkat. So as we have only 5 minutes left, so I thought we'll clear all the doubts and let gets introduced. And so tomorrow we'll have a detailed class. If you have any doubts, you can ask tomorrow as well. This was just a basic introduction of the subject. And basically we dealt with few topics from unit 1.
Yes,
So
madam. Yes, madam.
yeah, all of you have your syllabus with you, right now?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay. So please go through your syllabus and see the terms which we have discussed today, and let me know if you have any doubt. See, we discussed about information technology, information gap, digital divide, convergence. So we also discussed briefly about information gathering, information packaging, information dissemination. Okay, so again tomorrow we'll discuss about what is information theory, and then the theory of public information, and we have a model, Shannon and Weaver mathematical model. So all these things we'll discuss tomorrow in the next class, and probably we'll start with a unit 2, information revolution, because we'll discuss in detail about all these topics.
Yes, madam.
Okay, so okay, we'll end the class. Shall we end the class?
Sure, madam. Sure, madam.
Okay, so see you tomorrow, same time, 3 o'clock, 3 to 4:30.
Is a resuming at 4:30, madam.
Yeah.
Well explained, madam. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you. You're welcome, Rajita. And don't worry, we'll be sharing the notes later. Okay. All the notes will be shared later.
Okay, madam.
Okay. Okay, then you all can leave. We'll meet tomorrow at 3 p.m.